Have you ever fallen for a gorgeous piece of wood furniture only to see scratches staring back at you? Whether it's a thrifted, handed down, or just a well-loved piece in your home, these marks can make a piece look old and tired way before its time. And that's exactly what happened with this $30 Facebook Marketplace dresser. Gentleman was selling it because it had scratches across the top, but the craftsmanship and classic lines were just way too good to pass up. Along with the scratches, there had been a DIY repair job done on the drawer, and we'll fix that up as well. To start this dresser, I clean this dresser a little differently than I do my other furniture finds, and the reason being is this wood was gorgeous. The finish was beautiful, and I didn't want to use a heavy-duty TSP or heavy-duty furniture cleaner on this beautiful finish. So I took a warm sponge, terry cloth sponge, and gave it a good few wipe downs. Once the outside was perfectly clean, I started removing the drawers and cleaning the inside and the surround of the drawers as well. For the inside, the bones of this dresser, I did use my heavy-duty furniture cleaning and a large automotive sponge. Now that the dresser was perfectly clean, I went online to find myself a scratch repair kit. I ended up choosing this Lafreur, I'm not sure how this is pronounced, wood furniture repair kit that comes with numerous colors, wood filler, beeswax, wood putty knife, sandpaper, and some artist brushes. This was on special for, I think it was $26.99, but keep in mind, these are Canadian prices. If you're in the US, they're usually between $12 and $15. With Prime, I had it on my doorstep the following morning, and here it is. I opened it up. It came with an instruction booklet, the sandpaper, sponge, wood fillers, everything you need to repair these wood scratches. Now, this was my first time trying this wood repair kit, but I'm sure it's going to last for numerous makeovers. From prior makeovers, I bought this trade secret kit from Home Depot, which has the touch-up marker and wax filler crayon. With use, the edges of wood furniture often are the first to go, so I use this touch-up marker to touch up the edges of this dresser. And so long as your color matches nicely, this is so easy to do and makes such a big difference. These touch-up markers also work very, very nicely on small scuff marks. If you have any of the tiny, tiny scuff marks on your pieces where it looks a little discolored, if you just color it in with this marker and then blend it in with your finger, you won't even be able to tell it's there. Now it was time to tackle the deeper scratches. And using this wood filler that was provided in the scratch repair kit, I started filling in the deeper scratches. And with this wood filler tube, it actually makes it quite convenient because it's easy to get right in there. Then using the back of the plastic tube and or the wood plastic putty knives that the kit provides, I smoothed the wood filler out. I worked my way around this dresser top, making sure to get all those deep grooves filled. Now, because this was my first time trying a kit like this, I ended up tried filling in some of the not so deep grooves with this filler as well, and it will not work. And I'll show you why in just a moment. But while I was waiting for this filler to dry, I went ahead and started fixing up these drawers with Big Mama's Butter, which is a wood salve, and it refreshes wood beautifully. It's so easy to use. I just took a large waxing brush, dip it into this wood salve, and then I just brush it on. And this makes such a difference with dry wood. As you can see, this wood is just drinking it up, and it looks refreshed even with this one coat. Now, this comes in different scents. If you like orange grove, I think it comes in linen, ginger, something. I don't know. You can choose your scent. I actually like using the unscented, the very best. And once it's cured, there's no issue with putting your delicates in this drawer because it cures hard. It doesn't cure sticky or anything. You won't even know it's there, yet everything smells fresh, looks fresh. It's a great wood refreshener. If you have antique pieces or solid wood pieces where the drawers are a little sticky, gliding in and out, this also works great. So you can use it on the sides of the drawers like I'm doing here, and this really will help your drawer glide in and out much smoother. And check out the before and after. The hardware on this piece was gorgeous. I did not want to change it. I love these handles. However, I thought to give it a more antique look, I would use the antique gold gilding wax. I took an artist brush and simply brushed a little bit on. I much prefer the look of this antique gold rather than the black and gold on the original. And this gilding wax is an oil-based product, so no top coat is needed. Once this is dried and cured, it will be hard and set, and again, no top coat required. Now let's find the perfect matching colors to match up with the wood grain of this dresser. I went through all the tubes that were provided in the kit, and I ended up finding 3 that were the best match. However, if you have a piece of furniture where it's not matching up exactly right, you can actually mix these colors together to get the perfect tone. I grabbed a paper plate and applied a tiny little bit of the 3 colors on the plate, and you really don't need a whole lot of this. So again, this kit will last for numerous makeovers, I'm sure. The instructions said that I was to use a damp cloth to remove any excess wood filler before filling with the colored tones. And as you can see, the lighter scratches, it just rubbed right off. That's why I was saying there was no point in applying this to the scuffs, but the deeper scratches, the wood filler remains in the deep scratch portion, and then all the surrounding filler around just gets wiped right down. So the kit does provide numerous little artist brushes, which I started using, but I ended up swapping out for an artist brush that it has a pointed tip and it worked much better for me. So if you have a favorite artist brush, I would encourage you to use that instead of these little ones. But it's really easy to use and quite fun actually. I would just dab my brush into the coordinating color. So for the darker little bits of the grain, I would dab my artist brush into the dark color and just follow the lines. For the lighter colors, I would just follow the grain color. Then you just kind of blend it all in with your finger. And when all said and done, you really for the smaller scratches, most definitely, you can't even see that they're there. So long as you're matching up the colors nicely with the existing grain and finish, this camouflages it beautifully. For this very deep scratch, in fact, this was the deepest of the bunch, I started with the dark and I followed the lines and filled in all those dark lines that were crossing the grain. Then I went to my medium color, filled that in, and then I did the lightest color. Again, I blended it all in with my finger afterwards. I just had my earbuds in, I took my time with it and had fun with that. And little by little, it started disappearing in front of my eyes. I also wanted to see how the wood salve would work with this kit as well. And I have to say that using it really brought the wood back to life. So once I had worked on a scratch, I actually added a little bit of wood salve, rubbed that in, and then moved on to the next. I worked my way around the whole entire dresser top using the exact same technique. I used a damp, soft cloth to remove the excess filler that I originally applied, and then I would use the 3 colors to fill in the wood grain with my artist brush. To blend it all in, I used my finger. So once I had done the very best I could do using the wood filler kit and the matching colors, I still noticed that there were a few scratches that were a little still too visible for my liking. They were definitely more blended in, but keep in mind, I'm not a professional furniture restorer. There are people who have spent their lifetime learning how to do this for antique pieces or pieces in museums, and they will fix them up so there's not a hint of a scratch left over. This is a DIY, and I did notice that there were the few deeper scratches, they weren't kind of camouflaged to my liking. So what I did do for the larger scars on this dresser top is I brought out my matching wax filler and melted small amounts into the deepest part of the groove. You can just melt it with a match or a lighter. It melts very, very easily. Then you just apply it into the deep part of the scratch and the wax dries within a few seconds. And then using a credit card, I scrape the excess off. Then grabbing my artist brush, I use the matching wood stains to blend everything all in again. Once I was happy with the way the dresser top was looking, I once again added a coat of wood salve just to freshen everything up, blend everything in, and then I gave it a nice wipe down with a soft lint-free cloth. For the final repair on this dresser, let's fix that dresser drawer. I laid the dresser on its back, removed the wood shim and the felt that the previous owner had used, making sure all the pin nails were removed as well. I did the exact same thing with the drawer guide on the side. The amount the drawer needed lifting was the exact amount of the stick or the wood shim that they used to apply to the side. So all I had to do was turn this drawer guide the reverse way and re-nail it in. It was such an easy, quick fix. And now this $30 Facebook Marketplace dresser has a refresh. So just as a reminder, here's the before. And here's the after. And I think this dresser is beautiful. I'm curious if you would have picked this up for $30. And as a reminder as well, here's some before and afters of the scratch top. Thank you so very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed today's makeover and it brought you some value. If so, feel free to like and subscribe here on YouTube. Also, make sure to hit that notification bell so you get reminded of every brand new makeover that we upload. Until next project, have a fabulous week. Bye, guys.